Wrestling with AEW Full Gear Review. It was 2 weeks ago because we decided to take the Thanksgiving week off, but I fucking watched this paid preview, so I'm fucking talking about it. So
Which pay-per-view? You,
Full Gear.
oh gosh, you decided to watch that?
It took place in New York, New Jersey, at the Prudence Center. Attendance was 10,094. It seems like AEW, as decline as Collision and Dynamite is going, at least their paid previews are doing pretty decent when it comes to attendance, and that's has been a trend for them. Um, what was your the show as a whole? What was your thoughts on it?
Got a lot of picks wrong. I was,
Yeah,
you know what? There were some I got right. There were some I got wrong, and the ones that I decided to get right, I got right.
you know, I'll give them an A for effort. They're trying shit. They're trying to make people matter and care, which you can't fault them on. But
Mm-hmm.
it still doesn't make up for a 4-hour paid preview that didn't have a lot of engaging moments.
Well, considering that it's one of those things where it was like back to back. Because remember, Wrestle Dream, all in, all out, Wrestle Dream. It was like a lot. and it was a lot. And this is why I said, even though WWE, because that's why I said it was a roller coaster. That's why they put their C shows in those big hot ass cities. So the C show seems like a B show or an A show because of the crowd. And then they do their A shows. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's just the mix and matching.
well, let's get into it. A four-way tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship.
What, man? You did the whole card. We did a prediction of the whole card.
Yeah,
But you know what? Let's not go into undercard. I got a lot of those wrong.
I mean,
I'll
I didn't watch. I did not watch the pre-show, so there was no reason to talk about it.
Well, I'll say this. I was wrong on Anna Jay winning. I was wrong on Commander winning. I was wrong on QT. I think I picked QT. I don't know. I was wrong. No, we were right on MJF. I was right on Jay White because it was AWE logic. And I was right on Kyle Fletcher beating Ospreay. So
I think I picked Anna J. So
yeah, you picked Anna Jay.
yeah, let's get into it. Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn, they defeated the Outrunners, Truth Magnus and Turbo Floyd Mayweather. The Kings of the House of what did I used to call them? The House of let's call them the House of Pancakes. Milwaukee Black and Brogo Brody King and the acclaimed Anthony Bell movements and Max Castor Plaster Castor in 13 minutes 25 seconds. I thought that this wasn't a bad opener. I thought it was pretty good. I find it very interesting that the acclaim, low key got heat, and these guys called the Outrunners, which I've never seen them before, low key got the biggest pop out of all four teams. Like if they won the match, I don't think anybody would have been upset with it. But obviously, Private Party got the W. They just won the championship, so they were clearly the right people to go. I believe I went with Milwaukee and King. because AEW logic, but um, yeah, Private Party. What was your thoughts?
Yeah, I would have private party because they just got the damn things. And with the acclaimed, it's AEW wants to jump on. Well, I will say this: AEW fans ride one wave until that wave becomes like super popular, and then they try to find the next one. It's kind of like a underground grunge rock band. Once they get big, they feel like, oh, you've changed, type shit, which I don't get, but oh well. Um,
I mean, why do I was just looking at Max Caster and I was thinking, why does he look like Black Freddie Mercury?
oh gosh, no.
Huh, these are thoughts that happen. Um, MJF defeated Roderick Strong by submission in 13 minutes 40 seconds. I don't think anybody didn't think that this was gonna happen. Um,
Yeah,
Pretty
no
mid,
shit.
pretty basic. Adam Cole made the save after they already broke fucking Roderick Strong's arm. Um, Unnecessary
Such
drama with
such a good friend.
right, unnecessary drama with Kyle O'Reilly for some apparent reason. Um, a lot of convolutedness for the sake of convolutedness. Yeah, Kaliko.
Pretty much. I mean, it's weird that the heel is like running through the I don't get it. Okay, so the heel is running through the face group like the face group is running through the heel, if that makes sense.
Right. And
And it
yeah.
throws me off. It throws me off.
Um, the going back to the tag team match. How many stars you give that one?
Uh Good opener, a solid three. I give him a solid three.
I give it a solid 3-2. MJF Roderick Strong. How many stars?
I mean, who didn't see that coming? Two and a half, yes.
I agree as well. Are we doing what did Uncle Dave say?
Ooh, let's go there. Let's go there. See, I knew you were wanting it. I knew you were wanting it. Just see, look at that. It is another time for yes, that rating. He even did the pre-shows, but we'll let you slide off. All right. So, how many stars you think they gave the opener?
Three and 7/5, 5/5,
Nope.
3.5,
Nope.
3.25.
Nah.
All right, what was it?
Two and a quarter.
Huh?
Gave Private Party two and a quarter. It's because they're black. That's why I get it. It's racist.
MJF and Roderick got 3.5,
Nah.
4,
Heavens no.
3.25.
Nah.
All right, what was it?
Solid three. Solid three.
Solid 3. Interesting. All right, I'm sensing a trend here. Okay. All right, that brings us to the AEW That Bitch Show Championships. Mercedes Monet versus defeated Chris Statlander in 20 minutes and 19 minutes and 25 seconds, I should say. Um, Low key, this was Mercedes' best match that she's had in AEW at this point. That being said,
And look,
it was way
that
too
being
fucking
said,
long.
I mean that, and have you seen the video of nobody reacting to her coming out? It was just, I'm like, wow, just wow. And that was just cold. That's cold blooded.
And the ironic part is, if she would come back to WWE, people's brains would explode because they'd be so happy to see her. But you know,
I mean, considering the circumstances in which he comes back, yeah, yeah,
but like I said,
yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it was our best match. Chris brings out some people. I will say that,
Chris
but it
is a
felt
good
like
hand.
Chris is a heel. Chris is a. I mean, is she a heel?
Well, I mean, she left Stokely apparently, so she's not a heel. I don't think anymore.
Wait a minute.
Which
So they did all that shit with her and Willow to be a heel just to leave Stokely and
on the error of her ways.
what?
Hmm.
This is a fucking anime. Was it anime elite wrestling? Like what the fuck is this? Fuck is this shit?
Last week's villain is this week's friend.
No shit.
Um. So yeah, I felt like the match was pretty solid, but it was just way too long. But what say you?
Uh, I mean, they're gonna make it long. All that fucking money they're paying her.
How many stars do you give this one?
Chris brought it out of her 3.5. Styles make fights.
Um. Do I wanna? I really don't want to give it 3.5. So 3.25.
Oh well, time to see what Uncle Dave says.
2.5.
Oh hell no! This is his baby.
3.5.
Nope.
3.25.
No sir.
All right, tell me.
4.5 stars.
4.5 stars. Shit. Okay.
That's what I said. I was like, oh shit. Nigga.
Yeah, usually he sits on Mercedes. So. Alright,
It's AEW. When is he? I mean, no. Let me scratch that. To be fair, he gave Anna Jay a star and a quarter. So I guess he's a little bit more.
he's biased.
I guess he's keeping it real, quote unquote.
So then we have Jay White. He defeated Pornstar's Page in 19 minutes and 55 seconds. This was a rerun from the last paid preview, so I opted to skip it. What say you,
Well,
Rico?
just duh. I mean, no shit. It was practically, but Russell Dream. You might as well just say to be continued on the match.
Yeah.
Or they might as well wrote to be continued, but
You get the
it is what it is.
you get that good to be continued and then do 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 do.
Oh, I'm talking about like the little doo, 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 doo. We'll be right back. They may as well basically they took a 1 month commercial break and just returned back.
A 1 month commercial break. Wow.
I mean, that's what they might. Am I wrong on that? No.
I would say so, yeah. But I was thinking more of like the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to be continued. If you know what that is.
Oh no. Oh yeah, I know what you mean, but that ain't what I thought. It went deeper than that for me, sir.
I give this one 2 fast forward bars. What say you?
I mean, could we go 4 fast forward bars?
We absolutely can.
Oh, there we go. So what do you think Uncle Dave gave the continuation of another match?
4.25.
Damn, on the money. Look at you.
All right. The first one I actually got.
Look at you. Look at Big Bang Cake over here.
All right. Now we have Kyle Flatulence defeating Will Ospreay in 24 minutes and 15 seconds. Um, Low key, I appreciate what they tried to do here. They're trying to do something with Kyle. I think the porno star um nickname is stupid as all fuck, but that's my opinion on it.
Mm.
Um, I don't necessarily like Kyle. He's very gangly looking. He's weird looking. I always thought his tag team partner was a lot more talented, had a better look, was a better wrestler. But for some reason they're going with this guy.
Because
Um,
Will Ospreay said so. That's why.
exactly. So,
They
I mean, it was a Will Ospreay match. So, what was you really expecting? Um, it had its flips, it had its drama, it had everything that you would want in a Will
a
Ospreay
Will
versus Mark.
Ospreay match.
But what say you?
Except storytelling.
Yeah. But what say you, Kaliko?
That's what threw me off. It's like the whole point of the match was to sell the story of two people who considered themselves brothers no longer being brothers. And it's hard to do that with flippy shit.
Right.
It's mad hard to do with flippy shit. So it's, you know, but I will give, no, let me scratch that. Not no but. And I give AEW credit because at least the right motherfucker won.
I agree. 100% agree.
Because if Will Ospreay had won that match, I've been like, why? I mean, they've done a lot of these, heel turns where the face gets the revenge immediately. And I'm like, well, what's the point? I mean, to me, any person that does that sees Shinsuke Nakamura, but anyway.
Right. We'll get there.
We'll
We get to the
we'll
good
get
shit
to
after
that.
this.
We'll get there.
Yep.
We'll get there. But yeah, the right guy won. So I can accept all the other things happening with dependent upon the outcome.
I would have preferred if he won with, obviously some interference or, with some gaga to just say, you know, he get the win, but, in a nefarious way. But, AEW logic, but I was pleasant.
If they're
I was pleasantly surprised that he did actually get the W on Will because I did not think they were going to do that.
mm, I think he will get that nefarious win down the line. But this was just to show that he can hang with Will Ospreay.
Well, how many
And that needs to, and that has to stand for something, if that makes sense.
how many stars you give this one?
I, the right guy won, so I'll give him 4. Even with the flippy shit, I'll give him 4.
This was a 3-star match, but because of who won, I give it 3.5. Alright, AEW TNT Championship match. Daniel.
Oh no no
Oh no, yes,
no!
yes, you're right. Uh, I
Uncle
say
Dave gave it a
5.5.
shit. But you're close.
5.25.
5.25. I had to double check it. I was like, oh shit, this must
Yeah,
be on the money right now.
whatever the whatever the number is, times it by 2, and that's Dave's rating.
Will Ospreay rating. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cherry Garcia defeated Jack Perry the Platypus by submission in 18 minutes 25 seconds. Not the best of matches, I'll be honest.
True.
It was definitely, the crowd was not necessarily as into it as they could have been. And I do kind of feel like the the ending of the match should have been big pop for Daniel Garcia, but it kind of was just, oh, he won, because nobody necessarily expected Jack to tap out at that moment, because they wasn't
That
necessarily
was
the setup.
that's the point I was gonna make.
The setup,
That was the point I was gonna make.
right? The setup to the finish didn't get them invested enough to pay attention, and then it was kind of like, oh, that happened, rather than, oh, he won. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It went from it wasn't like, oh, he won. It was like, oh, he won?
Right.
Like two different, like, oh, he won? Like, oh shit. So yeah.
But I do feel like Daniel winning, they're trying something. And maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Who knows?
Well, the point, I mean, the only when we did the review, that was my biggest question was, now with the Bucks gone, where does Jack go from here? Because they're gone till whenever, right? And the only reason he really had the belt was because of the Bucks.
Right.
So it made sense that, like, without his main source,
Right.
he loses it. But I didn't expect it to happen like that, and in that short of a time for the match. Considering he's on our 30 under 30 at number 7 and shit.
Was Garcia on that list? I don't think he was.
He is on that list.
Yeah, but he was later.
Oh no. Jack Perry, the 30 under 30?
He was 7th, but Daniel Garcia.
Yep.
What number?
7 is Jack. 7 is Jack Perry.
Yeah. And what number?
Dan Garcia is 9.
9. Okay. So just switch those two numbers and you're good to go.
There you go. Flip them.
How many stars you give this one?
2.5 because I didn't see that shit coming. The match was like 8 minutes long. It's like,
It was 18
you know what I mean?
minutes.
18 minutes, my bad. 18.
Yeah.
18, but it felt like they didn't get all that they could have got out of it, so I'm expecting a rematch to put in more work.
Well, I give it. This was a 2.5 star match. No, this was a 2-star match, but I'll give it 2.5 because of who won. So.
Alright.
That brings us to the AEW International Championship match.
No, that brings us to the Uncle Belter raid.
Thank you for reminding me. 4.25.
Even he had to keep this one real.
3.
Nah, a little higher.
3.5.
3 3/4. You're close.
All right, fair enough. All right, AEW International Championship match. Kotsuka Takeshita defeated Rick Lachey in 19 minutes 15 seconds. Who expected Rick Lachey to win this match anyway? The crowd was basically dead. He did some flippy shit. Takeshita took advantage, got the W. No heat, no interest from the crowd whatsoever. Should have took that WWE money, but I digress. Kaliko.
Well, who didn't see that coming? I mean, I kind of told you. So that means he's going to go to New Japan with the belt. Winner takes all. Um, I guess Ricochet moves on to something else. But, I mean, it was a given who was going to win. I mean, I saw that coming.
He's going
I,
to the
I,
land of the misfit toys. I mean, Ring of Honor.
So he's going to be with Sid?
Yeah, and that
Oh,
elf that wants to
God.
be a dentist.
He just got there. You already in the Misfits?
How many stars do you give this one?
3, because I knew what the hell was going to happen. I mean, this match didn't even need to be on the card, to be quite honest. Because the problem was that New Japan, if the New Japan stipulation match wasn't there for Wrestle Kingdom, I probably would have been more invested. But when that came out first, I'm like, ain't no fucking ways, because that would take all the build up from New Japan.
I mean, even that, I wouldn't necessarily have gotten invested because Konosuke literally just won it a month ago. They were not going to drop the championship to Ricochet after he won it a month ago. You know what I mean?
That was, I mean, you can make that point, but I'm just thinking of the down the line part because that's what
What?
New Japan like. You better not fucking lose. Like, fuck you mean? Shit, I built my whole Wrestle Kingdom card from that belt. How dare shit. So yeah, it really didn't need to be on the card, but hey, put it on there anyway.
How many stars?
4 fast forward buttons because I knew what the hell was gonna happen.
Hmm. I give it 2 stars because I did not care either way what happened.
Well, I mean,
Now
there
we
you go. So
next match we got
so
Robert.
Uncle Dave, you think gave it
Oh, he gave
since it's
this
Ricochet, since it's the land of the misfit toys versus the other misfit toys.
4.5.
You're close.
4 7/5.
Oh Jesus, no! Come on, man, it's Ricochet.
Four and a
Sorry,
quarter.
Ricochet. I love you. I love you, Ricochet. But damn. Yes, it's 4 1/4. I love you. I'm just playing Ricochet. Don't hurt me. Samantha, don't come for me.
Yeah, the only reason you like Ricochet is because of Samantha. Don't pretend.
I mean, no, he was cool before he met her. I was cool with him before he met her.
Meh.
His cool points went up, though. That's for sure. I will say that.
Well, let's talk about the next match. Robert Lashley defeated Swivel Strickland in
You
13
mean that
minutes.
funeral? You mean that funeral that happened? You mean the funeral that happened?
I
That
felt like
murder?
if there was any, like, okay, so the first 2 matches were under 15 minutes. Then we have Mercedes. The Mercedes match was 19 minutes. Jay White match 19 minutes. Kyle match was 4 minutes. Daniel's match was 18. The match before this was 19. This only gets 13 minutes. And I mean, this match should have had maybe a little bit more time to breathe, to kind of tell a story. I mean, though the story was kind of there, I just didn't feel like they executed it as good as they could have. You know what I mean?
Well, it's the black wrestlers. What you expect? They get no damn done. How dare they?
I mean, the one
How
person
dare?
won, but they could have got there a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
What say you?
I mean, it was. It's just, it's one of those things where it's like, I kind of knew it was going to go this route. You just, I when it comes to them and Swerve, it's just weird how he's had a weird year this year.
A lot of highs and
'Cause
lows.
it's a highs and lows thing with him, and like I told you, this was the black on black crime I was expecting, but even with that, the right guy won. It's just that I think this should have been a match down the line because it seems like they're trying to beat him into joining the group. And, I, it's hard to explain. It's kind of hard to see what angle they're going to go with it now because had Swerve won, they would have had a fight. But Swerve, it's not like Swerve got a group with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what the hell are they going to do with him now? It's just, you know.
Yeah. No, I get it. How many stars you give this?
I 3 because it should have been on Cops.
Bad boys, bad boys.
Because
What you
the
gonna
way
do?
it,
What
you know what I
you
mean?
gonna do when we come for you?
True that.
I give it 3 as well. It wasn't the best, but there was nothing necessarily that upset me about the match, so
Mm-hmm.
gotta give it props for that, at least. Alright, Uncle Dave.
Uncle Dave.
4.
Nope.
3.5?
You're playing with it. You're getting there.
3.25.
3 3/4.
3/4. Like,
That 7-5 gets you, man.
it does.
That gets you.
Like, if you're going, okay, I can kind of understand the quarters, but if you're gonna go if you're gonna go that close to the half, then just go to the fucking half.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and that brings us to the main event, the last match, the thing nobody wanted to see, AEW World Championship match. Neo-Nazi Moxicillin defeated freshly pooped Orange Cassidy in 19 minutes 20 seconds. Now, while the match did have some logic to it, it's still, and there was maybe some positive moments to it. I never felt like Orange Cassidy ever had a chance of actually beating Moxley, in especially at the end where it was like, oh, he made this comeback. Like, yeah, he made the comeback, but he's not winning the match. Like, nobody, I don't think anybody expected him to win the match. And
Mm-hmm.
while it didn't necessarily ruin my interest in the match, I just, it just didn't add, having him being the guy didn't add to the match for me, personally. But what say you?
That part, like, because it was like, you mean the guy who's been lazily and not saying lazily as a wrestler, but his character is lazily, right?
Right.
The guy with the laziest character is going to be the savior. No. I kind of didn't buy it one bit. Because it's kind of weird. You would think with all the stuff that Mox was doing, he would get a little get up in his emotion. And he got it, but it wasn't to that believability that you thought it would be. If that makes sense.
Right.
And plus, Mox just got the belt by breaking people's necks. And I'm expecting the guy who carries his belt to the ring in a backpack to fucking win.
Well, I mean, he's holding the title in a briefcase, so I mean, the pot calling the kettle black, so to speak. But it's not even that. But did Moxley really need outside interference to beat Orange Cassidy?
Does he need it? No, but if he's trying to prove a point, yes. I don't think the point is about the interference. It's about if Moxley is supposed to be a symbolism of what people hate about AEW, then this makes sense.
Well,
As far as trying to squeeze, pun intended, all the gimmicks. Squeeze the gimmicky motherfuckers out of here.
well, I definitely hate John Moxley, so in return, I must hate AEW as well. How many stars do you give this? Oh, no, what was you going to say?
I mean, you can hate him, but he's, in his eyes, it's the hero's journey because he's tired of people sitting in the back, chilling and catering, getting bad checks. And he's like, if I'm going to be the motherfucker that is considered a quote unquote the flag bearer, it's time to trim you motherfuckers out and weed you out and see who wants to be here and who doesn't want to be here. And if you don't want to be here, we will be rid of you.
I mean,
it's almost kind of like he's the HR that wants to fire everybody for Tony. If that makes sense.
Well, I mean, with that logic, they should do a home invasion angle on Ricky Starks and send his ass to WWE like everybody wants him to.
I mean, let's not go that far. Come on.
How many stars do you give this?
I'm gonna have to give it a 2. And the reason I give it a 2 is just because the believability was never there.
Right.
It's like, because if this is all set up for Darby Allin, I believe Darby Allin is willing to die for him.
I mean, he literally crashed his car into their car. And
that's my point.
I mean, what the fuck was that? They had the car ready, and he rammed into it. But they already had another car ready to go. so like Moxley was like, yeah, we need an extra car just in case somebody hits into our other car. If that's the case, that's great fucking planning. But it just didn't went out of nowhere.
Bro, hell had a backup. You gotta give him that much. But Darby Allin did more in crashing into that car than Orange Cassidy did in that storyline.
100% agree.
Because it just because now it's believable. Because Darby is the person that's willing to die for it. And that's what makes it believable.
Yes.
Granted, plus his personality, he's already there. He's already off his rocker, and he's willing to die for it.
I mean, he's proved it time and time again.
Yeah.
I give it 2 as well. And I would be remiss if we didn't talk about the one actual segment they had on the show, and that was Mariah May's championship celebration with Mina.
Mm-hmm.
Mina came out looking good, sparkly. Announced Mariah as her friend, her partner, and her lover.
Mm-hmm.
Mariah came out. They had champagne. She attempted to hit Mina with a bottle of bubbly. Mina dodged it and put her through a table that went off the ramp. Setting up their rivalry, which I mean honestly kind of low key felt more effective being like maybe a 5 minute segment on this whole show than a lot of the matches that were actually on the show.
Mm-hmm. I guess we'll get into why she did it.
Because she's the backstabber now. That's her stick.
Oh, Mariah made the Carlito of the
Yeah.
I spit in the face.
I mean, either way, I'm giving the segment 5 stars.
Uh, Shit, you're giving it the highest rating of your
Yes, I am.
night.
If Mina's in
Holy
it, it's
shit.
getting 5 stars. Um, this show as a whole. Oh, actually, no. We have to do Meltzer's rating.
Yep.
4.25.
Nah.
3/7 fifths.
Mm-mm.
3.5.
Solid 4.
4. Huh. Interesting. Alright. Um, the show as a whole. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
I give it the middle. It had its moments. It's just that they have to work better at making things long term believable.
Right.
Um, that's the biggest key with it because a lot of the matches that were on, well, some of the matches on there didn't even need to be on there, i.e., Konusk, Take a Shit, Jay White, those two could have been gone. Where's Okada? Um,
He's getting good on those continental breakfasts that he get with his continental championship.
I wonder where he gets the Continental Fair. It's like the Hilton, Marriott,
No,
Four Seasons.
he just shows the belt,
Or is it?
and they give him continental breakfasts wherever he goes. It doesn't matter if it's a taco shop or where they sell continental breakfasts.
What, they just have a little spread buffet of pancake mix waiting on him to make pancakes with or some shit?
Yes. That would actually be awesome when you get the championship, you get a chef that cooks you continental breakfasts. There you go. That's your new championship right there. Your shit
Oh
writes
gosh,
itself.
somewhere the New Day's like, bitch, pancake power. Anyway.
I give it a thumbs in the middle as well. I'm never going to go back and look at this paid preview if I don't think I'm going to remember this paid preview in 5 months. So, um, yeah, I don't. I appreciate what they're trying to do, and I get it, but just because they're starting that trend doesn't mean that it's going to end up where it needs to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alright. And I will conclude our coverage of AEW Full Gear.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.